Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My focus is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
What's going on, people? Family Tammy here from Level1Gaming.com. Congratulations, you guys have leveled up to 149. This is this is a double XP podcast. And I made that mistake because I realized that the boxes are all out of whack. Like Hugger is in my box. I'm in Dallas' box. Dallas and Hugger box. And Baron is in his own box. Oh, we all back in our own boxes. Listen, before we get started with the introductions, we're gonna today's podcast. We're gonna talk about things Level 1 doesn't do, i.e. what Kotaku did today with Halo Infinite. We're going to talk Alan Wake. Jeff Grubb dropped some pretty big news in regards to a game I think a lot of people actually really enjoyed and wanted a sequel. And we'll sort of talk about why we didn't necessarily get that particular sequel. And we're going to talk about Cyberpunk's multiplayer. With all that being said, let's start with the introductions. The man to my right, he's not here today, so he got that work. Let's start with my right hand man, Slim Thugger. What's going on, sis? Who's on mute?
Is she muted?
Oh, nope, no mute. Uh-oh. What about you, D? We got you? Dallas is frozen. Yo, what is happening?
It's a meltdown!
What is happening?
It's a meltdown.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Dallas, you there? Oh, wait. Nope.
Barely.
There we go.
Barely. I don't know what happened. I just ended up in the shadow realm for like...
Y'all both came back at the same time. Baron is pixelated on my end. You were frozen, and Hugger had no audio. What is going on with Discord?
We all bad.
We down bad today. We are down bad. But listen, Slim,
great quality, guys.
Slim Hugger, what's going on, sis?
Not much, y'all. We are obviously struggling to get through this it's not even Saturday. It's Wednesday. Everything, you're right, Trev. Everything is on fire. Everything is a conundrum. But we will scrape through, and we will get to these topics, and we will not have some questionable business practices like we're going to talk about in a little bit here. God.
Move that meme box down.
Move the meme box down. Is this a real thing just happening?
Scroll that meme box.
Oh, should have been doing it automatically. Okay, we should be good now. So we're going to just power through these introductions. Dallas, what's up, family?
Hey, man, look, it's been a minute. I've been dying every day, but I'm back, and hopefully I only got 1 or 2 more deaths to go before I can level enough to not die again. So, I'm just kind of ready. Let's get it.
And the communications director at LV1Gaming.com, Baron J67. What's going on, Chief?
Well, over here, just showing all this product placement opportunity. Ready to sell out for the big bag as quickly as possible. Hi, guys. Baron J67. I'm here. Present and accounted for. And there's my kid.
Your product here.
So hopefully we got all our issues fixed to get the podcast nice and flowing. And we're going to get it started right off the bat. Listen, I say this every week. Get all your gaming news from LV1Gaming.com. Level1Gaming.com, LV1Gaming.com. It was created by gamers. It was made for gamers. As cheesy as that may sound, and as generic as it may sound, it's the absolute truth, okay? Before we get into the first topic, remember, Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday, Cogs in the Machine. Wednesday, like today, Double XP Podcast. Tomorrow, Thursday, Take Two. Friday, Peep Game. Saturday, Ready Press Play. And Sunday, we rest. It's the Lord's Day. Go hang out. Go watch the Iron Lords podcast, right? Listen, we're going to jump right into it. So, Kotaku fell for it. And this is a problem with gaming journalism in a lot of ways. A problem we don't have at Level 1 Gaming, okay? Is that people are so focused on publishing first more than publishing accurately. Okay? People see something and they don't look at the finer details before they decide, hey, this is breaking news. This is big. Let me go out and publish it. There's one thing for me, like when I put bits and pieces of information together and I was the one talking about Scott Pilgrim versus World making a comeback before anybody was talking about it because I put pieces together, real journalism, and I got killed for it. I did real journalism, and I got killed for it, right? What Kotaku did was they somehow ran into a fake 343 Industries Twitter handle. And instead of a logo, a check, a verified mark, it was a 7. And in this tweet, it talked about Halo Infinite being delayed until 2022. And this thing went viral quick. They went and posted it, and it was a lot of people fell for it. There was so many different comments, likes, and retweets. But I do want to get the panel's thoughts on how bad this makes, every journalist look off the rip, because people already don't trust a lot of people in journalism, right? And then number two, if it was true, like how big of a hit would this have been? Of course, we're not saying this is going to happen. How big of a hit would it have been to Halo brand if this was somehow real? And I do want to start with you, Hugger. First, we're going to hop on the Kotaku thing, because Lord have mercy.
So, Kotaku for the last, I would say, 5 years has really started to go downhill. They used to be a bastion, and then they got sold and bought again and sold and bought again, and they've tanked rapidly, and it's been varying quality. Some articles are bangers, some are, questionable like this. My question is, I know our checks and balances we have at Level 1. How did this get past the editors? How?
And now
an editor should have looked at this and been like, no.
You know what I think? I think it was a higher up person who did it. And it skipped a lot of the checks and balances.
Now, I could be wrong. I need to find the tweet again. I'm trying to think, was there an actual article attached to this, or they just tweeted it out? I need to go back and double check and look at that. Because I could. I'm going to look for that
Hustle,
right
tell
now.
us. Because Hustle did link. I saw it from him. And I just don't know how this one got passed. We were just talking about this before we started the show. The Jezebel article when the Mortal Kombat trailer came out, and they're like, "Where's Chun-Li?"
It was an article.
Like, it's the wrong franchise. I just don't know how this one got past the quote unquote filters that Kotaku has, because they said we are trying to clean up our image and all this, and yeah. But if we're gonna do the other side, if this was true, I don't think anybody would truly be mad, because we've had enough games come out in the last 6 years to prove that sometimes it just needs a little more time in the oven to cook and, sit and think about what it's doing.
a delayed
People would be
title
mad,
isn't
of course, but like whatever.
a delayed title isn't always necessarily a I don't know if it could ever be considered a bad thing, right? Like,
Witcher 3 was delayed twice.
and look how that turned out. It's one
Probably
of
the best game ever.
it's one of the beloved games ever, right? But Baron, like Kotaku, bro, I need your thoughts about Kotaku, fam.
I'm gonna tell you this. Clearly, it bypassed a crap ton of checks and balances, and it's terrifying as somebody who writes. You know, clearly, hi guys, I write for Level 1 Gaming. I am terrified when I submit stuff. For me, because you put everything on the line. You put your credibility as a writer, you put your integrity, you put the integrity of the site that you're working for. There's so much that goes into and these guys will tell you I bug the hell out of them when it comes to getting my stuff edited or looked over or reviewed, and it's because of that fear, because you put it out there and it's out there. Like, it doesn't just disappear. Things don't go away anymore. They never really did, but they especially don't now. So I believe we came across some info a while back. I think I did, and I sat on it for a while because of I didn't feel confident in the information that I received. And I would rather be second or third than first and wrong.
Yep.
Like it just, that is, you really do put yourself out there when you're creating this type of content, and people don't forget your mistakes. People remember your mistakes and they forget your successes. So this person, whoever wrote it, I didn't look into it. I haven't looked at it, but they're burned. Like, yeah.
I think people need to. I know as gaming YouTubers, it's very easy to get stuck in the gaming side of YouTube, but I think for the good of your writing, for the good of your content creation, you need to look at other communities. And I'll point to the biggest one was the beauty community with the James Charles, Tati Westbrook drama that went down. That changed fundamentally what YouTube was that summer. YouTube became very different after that summer. And a lot of drama channels and commentary channels got burned because they wanted to be the first to report the news. And then it turned out the news was wrong. And now they have to try to backpedal and save their reputations. A lot of people just faded into obscurity because they reported it so wrong so quickly that they couldn't come back from it. And they made such damning allegations that it's like, okay, so you don't wait for the information. You just go based off your bias. And as a news site, you can in certain articles have a bias, but you shouldn't. But you gotta, I just want to know where the editors were.
Where was the freaking editor? Speaking, I mean, come on. Like, we, at Level 1, I am also one of the editors, right? And I pride myself on, especially when it comes to opinion pieces. And I know as a news piece, maybe the editor is just so comfortable with news. But when you're trying to be the one that, jumps on it first, at least do some type of quality check, right? And speaking to, as an up and coming site, and as someone who's trying to make moves in the game industry, I've gotten tons of people DM me with information. Hey, I got information on A, B, and C. And you very rarely see me tweet out something that someone tells me. And when I do two things. I put question mark right after I post it. I'm not putting my stamp on it. I'm just saying, hey, this may be a possibility. Maybe if I get multiple people telling me the same thing, I'll put it out and I'll put eyeballs on it. Like, hey, look out for this. But very rarely will I come out and say A, B, or C, and I'm going to stand my 2 feet on unless I'm 100%, 1,000% sure, because people will try to tell you, like, I have a really strong vetting process. Like, you got to come correct with me about a bunch of ish before I decide, okay, now I can use you as a source, and I'm going to tweet out or post about stuff from you as a source. But like, because of the position that we're in as a growing platform, we can't afford to make a mistake like Kotaku did today. We would lose credibility so fast that it wouldn't even be any point of growing at that point. But Dallas, I definitely want to hear your thoughts about this.
So first, I'm just gonna echo what everybody's been saying because how true it is. I'd much rather be, and it's much, much, much more important to be accurate than it is to be first. Um, Secondly, okay, in all fairness, which is gonna be super, super fair. Um, I mean, it sounds credible. On the surface, it sounds credible. Somebody go, hey, Halo was delayed. Would you believe it?
Yeah.
Probably. Um, that being said, where's your self awareness?
Mm.
You know what
I
you
got
are
none.
in this game. You know what you are in this industry. Are there, you got something? Is there no fact checkers around? Like, is there nobody to be like, let me go and check and see if that's pretty easily verifiable. Let me go see if it's true.
Man. And then the
That's
fact that
so.
Hmm.
like nobody else posted anything. Like I
Hmm.
like of course they were trying to be the first, but nobody else. That whole being first thing is very rare nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
it's super rare. No, not Reddit, not nothing.
Heck,
Not even a Reddit leaker.
most of the
Not
time
even a.
when someone's first, it's probably like a popular YouTuber, and people are writing articles on what the YouTuber said.
Mhm.
Or
Hmm.
Reddit.
It's not
Yeah.
even a rumor. It
Yeah,
wasn't even a rumor floating around.
Reddit.
Not even like no whispers, nothing like that. So like no, it's not like we talking about something that's that far off down the road. Like it's like I said, it's pretty easily verifiable. You can just check.
Yeah.
Because
Google it. Just check.
when it got delayed initially, we heard rumors about it having a possible delay, then it got delayed.
Hmm.
So it was weird for this to all of a sudden, hey, happy Wednesday, Halo's delayed.
You know what was also pretty easily verifiable? Hugger, why?
Mm.
I'm sorry, but Baron making the dead eye contact and the camera shaking killed me.
So
This
Baron,
is this gift.
stop looking into our
I,
soul like that.
I should be glad that it's not moving on the actual show because man,
Oh,
and
Fame, yeah,
also
you gotta have
This
the
is
gift move,
this
man.
this is how people looking at every time y'all post a meme like, bro, y'all wildin'. Listen, I have a meme that I cannot. I want to post it so bad, but I can't. I'm gonna
But
post
he
it
doesn't need
it
to
did
get
not have
COVID
Shadow
for
the
a
Hedgehog
second
in it.
time.
whenever we hit 1,000 subs and we're growing and we got our episodes that aren't like the episodes we do normally. You guys will be able to see some of the stuff that we got in the chamber that we refuse to post directly on YouTube because
Wait till y'all pull up on Double XP after dark.
yo, I
Hmm.
can't wait until we do that. Like once we get that growth going, I'm assuming once we get to about 1,000 subs, we can get the 2 XP after dark, and y'all not ready. Because
Yep.
the first question you got to ask is, do we touch?
Shut up. But also, this is not us bashing Kotaku. This is us as somebody who's in the same sphere, who has been writing, doing this YouTube game for just as long as, or probably sometimes longer than some of the writers they have on there, holding these sites accountable. Gaming journalism is already looked at as a
It's frowned
kind of a
upon.
joke thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we're holding them accountable by being in the industry. If they want to take it as, oh, we're bashing them, it's a hate, cool. That just means they're not willing to face up to the things they need to have the checks and balances. But I bet you somebody either got fired or is getting disciplined today. Like, I haven't seen this much discourse in the gaming journalism since Philip Mewson. But that was only because he ripped the smaller content creator stuff right off.
You know
Yeah, that
what's
was
Kotaku has always had like a bad reputation, but right when Jason Schreier left, that was kind of like it for Kotaku, right?
Yep.
Like because hate him or love him, you have to respect the work that Jason does because typically when he puts his name on something, it's accurate, right?
Hmm.
Once he left, it was just like it's almost like God, there's another website that it's verified and they mostly focus on PlayStation news. And then everybody has been leaving their site as of late. And it seems like that's the same thing that happened to Kotaku. And it's like, do you really trust them as a news
That
source
dual
now?
shockers thing.
Dual
mm,
shockers. DualShock. You said people start leaving DualShockers left and right. So at this point, you know, you can look at them trying to, hey, let's do something that can affect the SEO. If we put out an article about Halo being delayed and no one else is doing that, we can really attack the SEO and get these hits. You don't want to turn it into a SEO factory.
No, I've talked about this time and time again. If you see a website or a person and nobody else in the industry really messes with them, be it an actor, be it somebody in our industry, and they only have like a few friends in the industry and they've been doing it for a very long time, there's a red flag right there. Where there's smoke, there is fire. And Kotaku's on fire. This is probably another nail in the coffin. Kotaku, when Schreier was, I know a lot of people don't like Schreier, but when he was there, people still went to it. Now I'm just like, what kind of dumbass thing are they going to post today? Although I did go for that Lady Dimitrescu article, and I was very satisfied by what I read. So that's different.
Did they post
that's me simping. Yeah, they did.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Trevor sent that to me at like 4 a.m. I was like, "Thank you, Jesus. God is good."
You are a simp.
What's Trevor doing reading that article at 4
I am a simp.
Trevor, what are you doing up at 4 a.m., sir?
Because Trevor, he probably just got done his ESO dailies, and y'all know I got insomnia, so I can't sleep.
This is true. Hugger will message you at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, "Hey, I got such and such done. I need you to look over this." And like, she's having whole conversations with you while you sleep, and she know you sleep, but by the time you wake up, that's when she goes to bed.
Yep. And Chocolaka says, "I swear, if Halo gets delayed till 2022 after this, that's different. That's a firm, that's firm. Them telling us it's being delayed, not somebody speculating."
I don't think Microsoft can afford to delay Halo at this point. I think if they're confident about it, release it.
That's the thing. If they're not confident, they'll find a way to afford to. I mean, 7.5 billion. If they're going to toss around 10 billion for Discord, they got the time to delay it.
And I'm gonna be honest. If it comes out and it's not good, Microsoft may need to consider either shutting down 343 or allowing another one of those 23 studios to take over Halo.
Could you imagine?
I don't think
so. Is it id?
Id.
Could you imagine an id Halo?
Yeah.
That would be hard.
I would love a id Halo spinoff. Like, give us something.
Doom.
Because the Halo universe is as big as Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right? So you can give us something completely separate from what we're normally playing, but running off of id tech, it would be a banger. It would be a banger.
Yep.
But I think this may be 343's last chance to get it right, man. Or Microsoft's going to have to, because Halo is the Mario for Microsoft. Like, you cannot let the game.
I don't think so.
I might be the odd man out though on this, but I think it would be a little more reasonable to shut down Halo than it would 343.
Yep.
You can't. That's like Nintendo canceling Mario.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see it happen.
No.
Either way around. But I think it's more reasonable to stop Halo than it is 343 and just let them work on a new project.
I agree with Dallas. And y'all want to know? This is, oh God, I'm about to stimp out. And Dallas brought up a really good point.
Blasphemous talk. I hope the church's not listening. I love it.
The church is not listening.
So true.
I think that it is easier to shut down Halo and give it time to regroup itself. They did it with Assassin's Creed. And they've done it with Mass Effect. Let the game sit. Let it develop quietly. Don't tell people it's coming out. Work on it for 4 or 5 years, whatever they did with Assassin's Creed Origins. And it rebooted the whole franchise. Yes, Valhalla is a whole nother... I have a lot of issues with Valhalla. But if you let it sit, let it develop, like they're doing with Mass Effect now, like they're doing with Assassin's Creed, that may be the way to save the franchise.
You want to organically develop that want, like people like, holy crap, it's been 10 years since a Halo game. But then when it
has to happen, it has to happen.
But when you bring it back, it can't be 343 at that point. We've gotten
it could be
just to be the third 343 Halo title. 4 was the best one. Of course, we haven't played Infinite yet, so we don't know. 5 was just a marketing disaster. That if you played Halo 5, you know that Halo 5 wasn't what they told us the game would be. And I was so hyped for Halo 5. I did all the research. I listened to all the tapes pre-game. I did everything that I sniffed out every bit of information for Halo. And when the game came out, I was like, oh, so there isn't this big hunt for Master Chief. Oh, him and Locke fights for 2 seconds and the fight is over. Like, it was just not what it was cracked up to be. It was short. We had chapters where all you did was walk a mile and the chapter was over. Stupid.
Well, wouldn't you rather have that 10-year, I'm not going to say it's 10 years, 5-year gap of them quietly developing something, and 343 puts it out while they're quietly, and then after the 5-year, hold on. They have that 5-year gap, they're developing it quietly, they don't tell anybody, and then they put out this banger of a game, 343 still. Wouldn't you rather have that instead of shutting down the whole studio? Because then we get into that. We don't have the studio around anymore. Well,
I guess me saying shutting them down was a poor choice of words to use. More like stop letting them do Halo. And Demi in the chat said 4 wasn't the best. I'm talking out of 4 and 5. I'm talking out of 343's. I'm not talking about Bungie's Halo. I'm talking out of 343's Halo. We're talking 4, 5, and what's coming up, Infinite. I think out of 4 and 5, 4 was the better game. I mean, I could be wrong, but it is what it is. And you're right, Hug. I think it was kind of stupid. It was stupid of me to say that. Because that's a big studio to shut down. What I should have said was take them off the project.
Take away the title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take them off the project.
Because, I mean, that's been the conversation with BioWare is if the next Mass Effect, if the next Dragon Age isn't well, should you take away the project from it? You can't. You could shut BioWare down. It's not a massive studio here in Edmonton. But do you take the project away from them? And it's like, who do you give it to? I don't know if I could picture. I'm just getting into Halo. Trevor and I have been playing through Kombat Evolved and Reach. I'm just now getting into the lore, so I'm like, I don't know if I could see anybody but 343. Just like how I can't see anybody but as unfortunate as this is, anybody but EA make a Madden right now. Even though I would love another Madden from some.
Hey, definitely let us know in the chat. We got a bit of a debate going on between Halo 4 and 5. Demi is saying that 4 had better gameplay and story point. And Trevor saying 4 had a better story, but 5 had a better multiplayer, which I agree with. I think 5 had a better multiplayer, but I think 4 was the better game.
I will say that.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yes, Papi?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah? See, today's been such a weird day already that, I mean, we loaded into the show, my mic wasn't working, Dallas was muted, so, it's time to, throw it left. But, now I can't even remember what I was saying because I went off on a whole nother tangent. Baron, what were you gonna say, handsome self?
I was gonna say, make me care about Halo.
Somebody dropped the PP so hard, please.
Oh, my God.
I got
somebody.
Because I'm hard.
Hey, but
that's my new one though.
But no, oh God, that's not the one.
But that's the new one.
Oh my God. Why did she have that ready? Bugger.
Because I just got a file of memes on my phone and my computer. So
we have to take that sound and put it on the soundboard now. Jesus Christ.
I make it so much. I'm surprised. You know what? I'll make it when we're doing the if we do it tomorrow. If there's no
No,
what?
Keep that to yourself.
If we do take 2 tomorrow, or it takes 2, which I have a feeling we will, I'll make some noises, and I know Pirate is gonna, or Trevor is gonna clip me into oblivion, man.
Oh God, man!
She really broke out.
Why is my pee-pee so hard?
I am.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah. You know you got to do it when some. You know we just got to do it to him. You know we can't let that ride out. We got to do it to him. It's been a weird Wednesday already,
Somebody
y'all.
needs to make sure they change the rating on this podcast.
To nasty.
We didn't say anything bad.
I love it here.
I love it here.
I swear we talk about video games. But look, I think you need to have the people who make the Larry Leisure series make the next Halo game. And bring Cortana back.
Yo, like Demi said, imagine being at work and you listening to WSB podcast. Oh yeah, like imagine, bro. Like,
well, if you listen to it at work,
said my pops heard hungry.
Boy,
welcome in.
If you listen to this at work, when we get some merch, because I'm designing some right now, if we get some merch, y'all better be rocking it proudly when that "oh yeah" comes on. Y'all better be rocking.
Don't do that. I'm a man.
He a man. He a big boy.
Hey, no, but real shit. I think Halo Infinite had me like my ears went up. I was like, okay, I'm interested. Semi-open world. I was like, okay, it's gonna give me some. I don't like to compare it to Destiny, but that's the first thing I can think of in terms of like open adventuring areas. And then I see
both made them.
Yeah. And then
Baron says Bungie made a better Halo.
They did.
I mean, that's the last I played. I think 3 was the last one I played. No, Reach was the last one I played. Reach is more recent than 3, right? Or am I tripping?
I don't know, because Trevor's been trying to explain the whole like lore to me and the cycle and the gone down, and I'm like, I'm playing them the way that the Master Chief Collection released them. So, and it reaches first. So I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, time frame wise, Reach didn't Reach start off the war.
Yeah,
like that was the Reach, and Reach was my favorite. But once again, I played up to Reach. So,
okay.
But Reach
was Bungie's last.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That's the last one I played. Make me care about Halo again. I will say that figure of Master Chief in the like desert cloak was pretty dope, and I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
because I remember you talking about 5 brought that up, and I want that toy now, and I'm gonna buy it.
Go to Sideshow Collectibles. Their stuff is a little more expensive, but it's like one of one, and it's handmade. So, but I agree with you, Baron. Make me, as somebody who's never owned an Xbox in my life and now has Game Pass, care about Halo. Like, I'll play Halo, but I don't have. It's like Gears, and yes, I've said this time and time again. All of the Gears are not on PC Game Pass. It's 1, 4, and 5, and Tactics. Make me care about this series that was so good. Please.
That man. Oh, you know what? Kind of in speaking on the series, and this is jumping topics a lot of bit.
That's okay.
What could Microsoft? Do you think they'll ever try to come out with anything to push you to buy the console? And I'm not saying this in bashing, because for me, I don't think they're even trying to sell the console. If I'm being 100% honest, I think they're trying to sell the service, the ecosystem of Game Pass.
And in Microsoft's mind, Game Pass is what sells the console, because most people aren't going to go the route of building or buying now a very expensive PC, because graphics cards are ridiculously priced right now. So you say, go build a PC, which if I want to play it at these amazing settings that people tell me about, I got to spend $2,500, right? $2,000, $2,500, maybe even $3,000 right now, right? Or here's a Series X for $500, and you get all these games in Game Pass we're talking about. I think they are pushing the hardware, but it's underneath the Game Pass service. Like, push Game Pass, and Game Pass will bring you the console sales, because here's $500 and you get to play Halo Infinite at 4K 60 frames per second.
Yeah. Trevor and I've talked this a couple times on before. Trevor, remind me what this topic is. I'm talking about console sales and Game Pass. But let's not, the man to my, what is he on my right? Dallas has just moved. That's why he looks like he's a hostage victim. Y'all leave him alone. But he moved to a new area, so his office is not popping yet, but he going about to have the sign back up, the lights. He about to be talking to his Funkos again. Let's give some support to our big brother Dallas. He working nights.
Indeed.
He like dead tired, and he's with us right now.
Kinda.
He's sort of here.
I'm here for the most part.
He was eating his fat ass life away. So
As always, y'all know what this is. Y'all look, every podcast, no matter what podcast I'm on, eat my fat ass life away, every last one of them.
You ain't never lied. But yeah, Game Pass. Hustle. Okay, cool. I was concerned about Dallas. No, he ain't a hostage victim. he just moved.
All of a sudden, you see a rifle muzzle just come up. It's like, go ahead, talk.
I think
okay.
What y'all don't know is I got him in my basement till he buy an Xbox. He can't come out until he buy an Xbox.
Who has noticed that I'll be linking in Morse code? Who's noticed?
I think one of y'all, whatever. I feel like I have my mother going through names. One of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know your
right.
You know your damn
Yeah,
name.
you know your name.
Go give me some
Baby
water.
boy, you know your name. They're right. The Game Pass is the ecosystem, because as much as I love PC gaming, it is not accessible to everybody. Unless you get in that stimmy check, then maybe you got some money to spend.
And you got,
I think past Game Pass, the only way you can think of, the only way it would make sense to even make it sound is if Microsoft cares for people to buy consoles, is if you think about the fact that nobody really is gonna care that much but nerdy ass collectors like us.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 5 eventually for the collection sake.
Oh yeah. I'm not missing a generation. Like that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
Like I don't need one. I have a PC and there's games I can't play. I just upgraded, but I also kind of want an Xbox.
I do think people gotta realize one thing too. Like, this isn't the Xbox from last gen. As hard as it is to find a PS5 right now, it's equally hard to get an Xbox Series X right now. Even an S. Like, the moment it's up, it's sold. So it's hard people say, oh, well, no one's buying the Xbox then. I'm sorry. Even though, yes, I understand there's shortages, why can't people still walk in the store right now and buy one? I got friends who are trying, who struggled to get their PS5. They got their PS5. Now they're struggling to get a Series X, but they're trying, but they can't get it. This, I think, a lot of people, and you're starting to see more and more of these trends on Twitter. We got different journalists are saying, hey, I put 30 some odd hours in Outriders on PS5, but now I'm switching over to, I'd rather play it on my Xbox. So how PS5 made me switch. I mean, and it's going to happen, right? Between generations. Ultimately, as we all know, PlayStation is a bigger brand worldwide, so it's always going to outsell Xbox worldwide. But I think the notion of Xbox isn't selling the console, or the Xbox isn't selling, I think that's a farce, just like the whole Xbox has no games is a farce as well. People are out here buying Xbox consoles because if they wasn't, I'm sorry, I could better walk into the store right now, shortage or not, and grab me an Xbox Series X.
And
I don't.
If I'm any sort of example, then just because even if they weren't buying consoles, they still buying Xbox. I'm not letting go of Game Pass. If I go a long time without using it, cool. I might just let it lapse, but I'm going back at some point. You know what I mean? Like, there's at least 3 games now. There's one that I'm thinking of playing as soon as we're done with this. Game Pass.
They just dropped the whole EA Play. We will get to the next topics.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
About to hop into it here in a little bit.
They just dropped to the EA Play. They just dropped Octopath, which it's on Steam, yes, and Nier and Outriders. Which the tweet that they put out today, which with the jockey on the out, my brain did not think Outriders. I thought that was. I'm not even going to say what I thought that was because my brain was in another stratosphere and I was about to put it down. I'm like, no, please, Hugger, don't. You have level 1 in your title. You cannot do that. But Xbox is making some moves. I'm interested to see what they are. If they do pick up Discord too, fix whatever was going on today because we had no
good
sound.
now, but it was bad earlier.
And also, before we get into the next topic, let's read some comments from y'all. Hugger, you should play Gears Tactics. I am. Okay, cool. I was concerned about Dallas. That's hustle. Demi says Dallas needs to blink 3 times in a row to show me that he's okay. Trevor, I need Dallas to show us a newspaper with today's date. Old Man Logan, which had his first guest article come up today about his successful journey through backlog. A counter to Baron's article where he just can't get through that backlog. He says Alan Wake 2, baby. And Trevor says the... Nani?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Trevor says the downside of the stimmies that won't make these cards magically appear. It's hard to get an Xbox, but even harder to get a graphics card right now. I know, especially with all the cryptocurrency and data mining going on right now. Yep. And Demi, with the flex on us, says I had to cop both of these consoles.
Must be nice. Demi. What is it like being God's favorite?
Right?
right? For real.
So
I don't know.
With old man Logan coming up saying Alan Wake 2, babe, I think that's like a perfect transition to the next topic. If you guys remember, there was sprinklings that Remedy wanted to make Alan Wake 2, but Microsoft wanted Quantum Break to be made instead. None of this is absolutely confirmed. This is just some stuff that was coming out at the time that Remedy wants to do Alan Wake 2. Of course, the first Alan Wake game is exclusive to Xbox. I'm not sure if it's on PC, but it was at bare minimum Xbox console exclusive, and it had a really like a cult following. A lot of people loved this game. And then their next one of their next games coming out was Quantum Break, not Alan Wake 2. Well, now thanks to the awesome Jeff Grubb, which we got to get hashtag Jeff Grubb to 2XP. I would love to have him on the show sometime soon and like pick his brain and talk to him. So make sure y'all hit him up on Twitter and say, hey man.
I think Baron has to go into his DMs and give him a yeah.
Oh no. I mean, I thought Quantum Break was Alan Wake 2.
Nuh-uh. But
you know what?
I thought Control.
I think Alan.
What he did confirm.
Alan Wake is a mediocre game, but since it had such controversy with being pulled from digital stores like Scott Pilgrim, which boom is back, baby. Scott Pilgrim had, I think it kind of cemented it into that like legendary status. Because if you've played Alan Wake, even the Alan Wake Nightmare, which is kind of like the Nightmare DLC, it's a mediocre game, but the controversy that surrounded that game brought it into the forefront of this is a game we need to pay attention to.
Shout out to Mr. Keem in the chat. He said Quantum Break ties into the Alan Wake universe. So what Jeff Grubb did say on his Twitch stream was that Epic is in works with Remedy to put out Alan Wake 2. Now a lot of people know Epic, what they were doing for a lot of this time recently is paying for exclusive deals. You come to our store first for Borderlands 3 and some other games. Well, apparently they're actually funding Alan Wake 2, so we can definitely see this as a Epic Game Store exclusive, possibly on consoles as well. Definitely will not be on Steam. But I do want to get y'all thoughts if you are a Alan Wake fan, especially in the chat. If you guys are Alan Wake fans, what do you guys think about?
They're roasting me for saying Alan Wake was mediocre. And if you watched Cogs in the Machine, you would know my definition of mediocre is very broad, but my definition of perfect is like 2 games ever of all time. So,
per Chakalaka Control,
y'all should watch Cogs in the Machine.
Chakalaka in the chat, Control ties into Alan Wake universe as well. So there's like a lot of different games that are doing tying into Alan Wake. So like in the chat, y'all let us know, man, as you guys are sharing out the stream and hitting that like button. How do you guys feel about Alan Wake finally getting that return to Alan Wake 2 happening pretty much as a Epic Store exclusive. I want to get the panel started as well.
Oof. I mean, I don't know if Alan Wake, with the status it has, like I was just saying, with the being taken off the digital stores and stuff, should be an exclusive. I think everybody should be playing it, because unless they're going to release like an anthology series of all the games where people can buy it, it's just one of those games that needs to be everywhere because people just love that game. And limiting it will only limit it more for the people that never got to play it. Epic did give it away when they had their Giftmas days. It's on Game Pass right now. I don't know. It's probably on Steam, and maybe it's not on GOG. I don't know, but it would be interesting to see a continuation. But Alan Wake has more tie-in other games than Assassin's Creed does at this point, which is funny to me, because the only other tie-in to Assassin's Creed is Watch Dogs.
And I do think it's important to note that at one point, Microsoft did own this IP, but 2 years ago they sold it. They sold the rights back to Remedy. So you could, in a way, if Alan Wake 2 is coming out, you can get the original Alan Wake game, whether it's remastered or whatnot, release on a PlayStation console, because Remedy bought the rights back from Microsoft. I just want to put that out there.
If you're paying attention to the news, and we also don't know how this is going to work out, July 2nd, PlayStation 3 store and PSP store is closing, and the Vita store is closing in August. We don't know if the games that you buy digitally are going to be able to be downloaded once the store shuts down. So
I'm definitely going on a rant about that.
I kind of want to see a physical release of this.
I would, definitely a physical release.
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing 15 minutes of fame, because Sony dirty for this one. And what's happening to these developers, people who are developing games for the PS Vita, that's a subject for 15 minutes. But Demi, Dallas, but Demi ain't here.
Just go through the boy in the blue, boy in the hostage situation.
Dallas or Baron,
able to finally experience Alan Wake. Thank you, Game Pass. Okay, so I think it was a great exclusive for the time. Like it was what it was supposed to be, I think. But at this point, it wouldn't matter. Let everybody play it. Like there's no real benefit to keeping it exclusive. So
I haven't played it. I have no idea what it's about. But I will say that having this much hype around it, and then now it being in the talks and this, that, and the third, them re-releasing it is going to make it bigger than it was when it first released. More people are going to play it, and then if it get that Game Pass stimulus, it's really going to crank up, and then maybe it'll show that Alan Wake 2 needs to happen. That's my thoughts on it.
I'm gonna keep it $150.
Alan Wake 2 is the one that needs to be exclusive.
I'm gonna keep it $150, $175 with y'all. Alan Wake has never interested me.
Yeah,
I think once you play it, you'll get into it.
The story. It looks boring.
The gameplay is. The story, though, like Nier Automata, the gameplay of Nier is not really anything groundbreaking.
What?
Story.
But it's fun.
It is fun, but like the story of it is so good.
Barry don't like Devil May Cry, so his opinion don't count in this.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you don't count.
But I love the character action combat.
Devil May Cry is overrated.
Oh,
well, go play Devil May Cry 4. No, go play Devil May Cry 4, the Japanese version though, because you'll never get through that.
3 still holds up.
I'm just saying.
I feel like Devil May Cry was
greatest
just
boss battles in video games. What are we talking about?
I just feel
hey, Baron.
Yes.
Do you like my other wife? She's about 1,000 feet tall, has a whole suit made out of hair. We call her Bayonetta. Do you like her?
Oh, you don't like Bayonetta neither?
I didn't know.
You don't like
okay, you need to get off this podcast. Oh my god.
I just look. You're talking to a guy who plays XCOM for like hours on end.
Trevor loves XCOM.
Yeah. No, I mean,
He's
I'm
trying to
waiting
sell
for
me
that.
on it.
Trevor, I'm waiting for that game. Like
I
I'm
mean,
just
XCOM
saying.
seems dope.
That
Y'all
turn-based
can't shit on
tactical
it.
RPG.
Mm.
Trevor.
Empire of Sin on Game Pass right now.
I
You would
just
like
downloaded it. I just downloaded
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I just downloaded it.
Because I'm like, if you like that, Pillars of Eternity as well.
Ooh, I do have that as well, and I have
Because the second one just dropped on
Deadfire.
Game Pass.
Yeah, Deadfire. Yep. And then I picked
Don't forget
up,
the Divinity series.
I got that on Switch. I got the physical on Switch. I paid a lot of money.
Oh,
Yeah, I dropped the bread for it. I did it.
he
My
broke.
my body hurt. And what killed me is I kept seeing it at Best Buy. And I was like, oh, I'll get it later. Because remember, they had a Best
Don't
Buy
wait.
edition, and then they had the one that you got from Limited Run. And they sold out of the Best Buy regular editions, and only ones I had found were the numbered limited runs. And y'all
You
could go
deserve
look
that
on-
for waiting.
Yeah, that was my fault, and that's why I don't wait no more. Like I'm gonna make Hugger mad because I know how she feels about it, but I have a secret love for the game.
Oh snap!
You know what? I haven't played it recently, but the beta of it was awful.
I think I reviewed it. Did I review the game?
Yes,
I
you
think
did.
I did, and I had fun. So much so that I bought the Switch version.
That he would never
Collector's
open.
Maybe I was also burnt out at like
That
Soulsborne.
hurts me. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Never.
I hate you collectors.
Because like the last true Soulsborne I played
another one before I open it.
was Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah.
Open one of them though. I mean,
Hey,
Yeah,
Fallen
open one of
Order, I had to put it down, bro, because I put it on. What's the highest one? Jedi Master or whatever.
Yeah. Why nobody tell me how cinematic that game was?
I haven't
Or
finished
the
mad at
fact
y'all.
that it's a Dark Souls game. That is a Souls
Yeah.
like. I don't care what anybody says.
It
That
is.
game above normal is a Souls like. I was sitting there ducking. I was getting my ass beat by basic ass troopers.
That's why I think Fame should play that for the
Not even the ones
extra
that don't
live
want to
stream
pick.
because it's beautiful. There's a lot of story,
Yeah.
and I know you're not like a super Star Wars fan,
Sure
but
ain't.
it's beautiful.
He's
It's
gonna get his
beautiful.
ass handed to him.
You don't have
And-
to be a big fan, but do you like Star Wars at all?
Really?
You,
I thought
what
I
you
was
got to do is go
bad.
to Dathomir first.
Yeah, never. I
How
never
do we become friends again?
could never get into it. Like I'm all
Star Wars
for.
is huge.
I'm all for people watching it. Like my son likes Star Wars, and I'm just like, cool, not for me.
I can dig it. Everybody's got their thing.
Uh,
They can't get into.
Avowed is the prequel to a Pillar of
Are you
Eternity.
serious?
like Avowed from
Like
What
the one
did
that's-
I?
The
yeah, the
upcoming
one
or
that's
the
Avowed.
out.
new,
The upcoming Avowed, right?
because I'm like, there's like 4 games called Avowed that I can think of. That I'm like, which one are you talking about? Do we need extras? If you're part of the Level 1 family, you can email me at the contact us, because I'm the one that deals with the contact us, and I will message you. But we're looking for people to fill up our schedule, but we're also making the schedule. Remember, the stream is November 6th. That is also Fame's birthday week.
November 8th.
He gonna be
I'll
a good old
30,
50.
34. Don't do me like
Damn
that.
it.
I'm already worried
Yeah,
about
okay.
and upset like at being 34. Like I'm hurt about
Don't
that.
be. It's November 6th, so we have a couple months, or more than a couple months, to get ready for that, and it's gonna be great. We'll let you guys know more info. Thank you, Chagalaka, for giving us the last $64 for that on last week's stream.
Hey, really quick before we get into the last topic, which is going to go through fairly quick. If you're looking to join the Level 1 family, we are always looking for new people to join. Just hit us up if you just want to do guest posts like Old Man Logan does. That's great. If Old Man Logan decides he wants to join the team or join the family, you are more than welcome. You're looking for a platform, let your voice be heard, lv1gaming.com. Before we get to the last topic as well, if you haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share the stream out. As you guys see, I have the Cyberpunk 2077 on the screen because we're here. And I'm going to be honest, I did not notice. I had no idea there was a plan for a Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer. I did not know that was a thing. maybe I was going crazy, but apparently now CD Projekt Red is going to rethink. Maybe not necessarily. Maybe that means cancel it. Maybe it means redoing it. But I kind of get your thoughts about the Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer. Number one, should it still happen? And what do you think about CD Projekt Red, quote unquote, rethinking? I don't want to get in trouble, YouTube. Rethinking. Rethinking the Cyberpunk.
I mean, they didn't get in trouble.
Man, that's true. That is true. I over panic. But y'all thoughts about Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer? What do you think it should happen? Should they be focusing on that multiplayer at all? Do you think with them quote unquote rethinking it?
I don't want to hear shit till they fix that single player.
Right?
Talk to
I don't want
me.
to hear shit
If
till that
the
single
single
player
player was
That little
what it
patch
was
right here
supposed to be.
fixes
Give
some
us
things,
willies.
and I haven't played it since I beat it the first
The
time.
patch hasn't fixed as much as people like. It fixes a lot of small things, but there's still a lot of overarching issues that didn't get addressed, which I know takes a while, but that patch didn't really fix much.
Worry about that before we worry about the rest of it.
Do you guys think, when do you think the real release for this game should have been, knowing what we know now?
2023.
Yeah. You not see those? You not see the patch notes? That patch notes was a whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just the leaked conversation that we read out on Take Two, God, that'd be 2 months ago when Cyberpunk first launched. There was so much stuff cut that if they had another 3, 4, 5 years to work on it, this game would have been Witcher level. But it's damn, it's bad.
I'm gonna be honest. It should have been delayed until later this year, and it should have never released on PS4 and Xbox One.
Witcher 3 was delayed twice, and I always need to remind people that twice it was delayed, and it came out to be one of the best RPGs of all time.
I just don't know how they haven't scrapped the multiplayer at this point, because you have so much you need to fix and so much goodwill you have to earn back. Like, you shouldn't have any team dedicated to that multiplayer, like, at all.
Yeah. Throw in the towel, man.
As Hustle says and Chocolaga says, those patch notes were a whole dissertation, and those patch notes longer than a Sunday service.
Facts. You still can't buy it digitally on PS4.
Yeah, I just saw that comment from Old Man Logan. That's crazy.
Ooh.
You still can't buy digitally on PS4. That's wild.
It was last week when Chocolaga told us that the PS5 and Xbox Series versions are running the old framework from the older consoles.
They're not next gen versions.
When that engine shifts to these next gen engines,
it's gonna break.
There could be a whole. Oh my God, it's gonna be bad.
When there's a Series X patch and it's $20, I'll play it.
Actually, shout out to Yang Ye. May he forever stay golden, and please, God, with all the YouTube creeps being found out, please don't let him be one. Oh. There was plans that were scrapped for 10 free DLCs, which are varying whatever they were. So I know there was 2 story DLCs planned, and then 3 paid DLCs in addition to the multiplayer. So those were scrapped. But the I mean, let's look at the multiplayer as we talk about it. Look at Anthem. That multiplayer gone. They don't have the energy and time.
You know what? They like you guys said, and there's so much that needs to be fixed. It's not even measurable, and only because we're going off of what they promised us, what they showed us in snippets. It's not like we're sitting here expecting them to give us a world that they just, just because it's Cyberpunk. No, we want them to give us what they told us, what they promised, what they showcased. That's all we're asking for. So for them to even bring up multiplayer, it's like
kind of insulting.
We know you shitted yourself. Like, you got doo-doo coming out your pants. We can see it. Like, we see you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's just, it's awkward.
I know we hold CD in such a high regard, but let's not forget they have the games they've developed, they only have 5 games: Witcher 1, Witcher 2, Witcher Wild Hunt, Gwent, and Thornbreaker.
Yep.
They only have 5 games. And then
Most of
Cyberpunk,
them are
I
smaller
guess now.
games.
Yeah. The thing that keeps them afloat is their GOG, which is another section of them, which is a division of theirs that remasters or like updates older games for newer consoles. Like they did Blade Runner. They've done right now GOG is giving away 13, the original version of 13, not the remake. So go snap that up. I don't know if it's still available, but that's what they're known for. They only have 5 games under their belts, and all of the same franchise. They have less games than most studios that we expect from a AAA studio. That's not giving them a pass, because they, for 8 years, were telling us, hey, it's ready when it's ready. Well, it wasn't ready. Wasn't ready at all.
It was ready
I
for
think that's
PC.
just another sign that they got pushed.
Same with the Cyberpunk falls into the Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem series and No Man's Sky. Like another 6 months, another year. But we don't know the boardroom. We don't know what was behind the scenes. We don't know who was pushing these things. Cyberpunk definitely made its money, but now they're facing the wrath of it, because I know they are entwined with the Polish government, so they are facing a lot of things with the Polish government right now. So that multiplayer, like they should have done with Crackdown 3, get that ish out of here, man.
Listen,
Ooh.
I feel like this has probably been the 1,000th time we've talked Cyberpunk, and I don't feel like it's going to end anytime soon. But with all of that said, do you guys have any suggestions that you guys want to give out to the people this week? Whether it's something they should be watching and or playing. I'm gonna go first, get my way, because I only have one. It's gonna be quick. Jesus Christ.
Are you okay?
Invincible is
That was
now
Go
out
ahead.
on Amazon Prime. The first 3 episodes have released. Wow!
And they worth it.
Wow! Go watch Invincible if you have Amazon Prime. That's all I got.
Yep.
Who up next? You go ahead, D.
Go next then. Okay, so you already started this conversation. So I have 3 favorite comic books. I have my 3 favorite comics in the whole world. Number 1 is Sandman. Number 2 is Fables, and number 3 is Invincible. Invincible is not number 3 because it's worse than those. So watch the show, but also read the comics because it's deep. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's what she said.
That's what
it's
she
good.
said.
Also, I finally got a chance to experience Little Nightmares. Finally,
right?
I started playing the first one because I wanted to do that before I played 2, and yeah, that's one of them. And lastly, Baron put me on. I'd never experienced a lit RPG. I don't mean lit RPG like a really good role playing game. I mean lit RPG like literary RPG. The Land by Alaron Kong. I just finished the first book. Yeah, it's fire.
And it's a black author.
And it's a black author. Like for real. It's an RPG. It's a story where it's like a book. If a book was an isekai, instead of it being a show, it's in a book. It's like that, but it's we know, we can tell it was written by a black man, even if we didn't. And that makes it that much more impactful, even if you don't know. So yeah, check that out.
Okay. Baron, what you got this week? Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
wow.
My soul had to leave for that one.
That was at least a good 7 out of 10.
So it's funny. A lot of the games that we brought up today, such as Divinity, XCOM, a lot of these games, oddly enough, are on sale on GOG, and I've been playing Kenshi, which is it's basically old school Fallout, but more expanded, and the world is moving with or without you. That's the best way to describe it. In this game, I've been hobbled and taken hostage by cannibals. I've been
Also, Ted Dallas
kidnapped.
how to get out of his situation.
Right? Reset the game. Save scum.
He looks like he just met those cannibals in Outer Worlds on the edge of that one planet, and it's like, Dallas, blink.
Blink. But no, I recommend Kenshi if you liked old school Fallout. And when I say old school, I'm not talking Fallout 3. I'm talking Fallout, like PC Fallout, isometric view Fallout. Go play Kenshi. It is on sale on GOG. And then I've got hooked on Millionaire Detective anime. Wow. Wow, why he light skinned too. But I quit. I quit. So Millionaire Detective, it's been in my backlog and I've constantly like scrolled over it to watch other stuff, and I finally gave it a chance because I was bored. And it caught my attention. It's about a really rich dude who's becoming a cop. Really,
Nice.
really rich. Like his bank account is unlimited. That's what it constantly says.
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Funimation.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it's anime.
Yeah, it's Baron.
Yeah.
Before I get into my suggestions, or Baron, is that what else you got? Is that it?
No, that's it. I can talk for days.
I will, because you're the communications director. Of course, you could talk for days, you handsome man. Before I get into my suggestions, let's roll through. Sometimes y'all drop some suggestions. Chocolaga said Godzilla vs. Kong came out today. It's on HBO Max.
I'm thinking about going to the movies.
Demi says, "Hey, spin that Genesis Noir. Also watch the Dota anime. That's on Netflix. Really good.
Ooh,
If you guys have suggestions, let us know before we end the show, and I will read them out. For y'all, in honor of the PlayStation Store shutting down, I'm going to say if you can find it digitally, go download the Infamous series. The second one is like, but like the first one, a fire.
The first
for
one is
indie
great.
games,
Second
right?
son is
second, God. And the one with the chick, I can't remember. Last Light is Metro.
First Light.
First Light, yeah. It's on PlayStation 4 as a demo kind of thing. Go play that. For indies, I'm gonna say, because Baron got me inspired with the GOG, Kingdom Come Deliverance. It is it's not a game for everybody. It's a true to form old school medieval simulator. Combat is hard. You're gonna hate your character 90% of the time, but it is so much work has been put into that to make it not a buggy mess. And I would recommend GOG because they have a little bit better policy than Steam. And just put it on your wish list, and then you'll get an email in like 3 months that it's on sale with the whole collection, with all the DLC. So Kingdom Come Deliverance is definitely one of those ones you will sink a ton of time into, or just watch a video if you're still not 100% on it. For TV shows, if you like Castlevania, go watch Blood of Zeus. Banging series so far that I've enjoyed. Animation, mwah. Characters, mwah. It's really good. And for movies, I don't know if it's out in not Canada, North America yet, but the Neon Genesis Evangelion 3 movie is out in Japan. If you can find a way to watch that, definitely watch it. If you've watched the other ones, because it kind of like falls in with the other ones. And Neon Genesis Evangelion is all the movies and all the series is on Netflix right now. So go watch it, please, because it's one of those classic animes. If you are an anime fan, just like Cowboy Bebop, you had to have watched. And that's all I got, and that's all we got for you guys this week.
Listen,
we've reached our goal for Extra Life.
We did.
Chakalaka, he about to get a nasty message from Fame. Square up. But just because we reached our goal doesn't mean that we are at the top of the donations. If you want to keep giving us donations, you can. Whether it's Fame's, the level ones, or mine page, it all goes to our local children's hospitals. We keep nothing of it,
Not a
and
penny.
it's all for the kiddies. We also be running another donation soon, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. I hope you guys like this.
Listen, I didn't mention the game, but I should have. So I have it on screen right now. If you guys are wanting to laugh, like, go check out the first 2 streams of It Takes Two that me and Hugger did. Or we should be doing part 3 possibly tomorrow. If not, we'll be on it Friday night streaming part 3 of It Takes Two. I finally got to hear the question Hugger always wanted to ask me if it was time for us to touch or not. She finally asked me. But listen, go play It Takes Two if you haven't.
The question.
Come check out the stream. We'll be streaming either tomorrow in place of Take Two podcast, or if not, we'll be streaming it Friday night for sure. Listen, tomorrow, like we said, Take Two podcast. Friday is Peep Game. Saturday, Ready Press Play. On Sunday, no stream. We rest. Monday, 15 minutes of fame. Tuesday, Calls of the Machine. And with all of that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up to 149. This was the Take level. I do too many shows.
Yeah.
Let me rewind that back. Let me rewind that
2
back.
XP.
Let me take that back. With all of that said,
And a strap.
with all that said, congratulations, you guys are leveled up to 149. This was a double XP podcast. We will see you guys next Wednesday. Remember, get all your gaming news from LV1gaming.com. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. It helps out a lot. You guys have a great one. Peace.